So Lincoln finally did it. But before I get into how this helps our season, I gotta say, I kind of feel bad for Miller. No, I definitely feel bad. I mean, he's everything you want in a quarterback, especially in this day and age in college football, at least when it comes to attitude and toughness. And I know this must really suck for him because he loved SC. This is where he always wanted to be. It's just unfortunate he just doesn't have the ability this team needs to win games right now. And I don't entirely blame him. I really blame Lincoln Riley. You gotta know your quarterback's deficiencies and run the offense to where it actually will hide it for the most part. But instead, Lincoln was calling plays that really magnified what Miller couldn't do, and it really hurt his career. I mean, if we're honest, he's definitely not going to be on the team next year. I would like him to, because you kind of always need a good backup, and I think he's a good enough starter somewhere, and it just sucks it didn't work out here. But that guy that beat LSU is no longer there. I don't know what happened, but he just doesn't have it right now, and I hope he gets it back. This change was definitely needed, because I don't really know if we're a bowl team, and that's very sad. Very, very sad. Especially when you start the season so well. So you got to change something up, and a quarterback is usually the biggest change to try to spark some type of success to end the season, or give you hope for next year. But either way, I wish Miller nothing but the best. Now on to Maiava. I'm actually somewhat familiar with his game. He played some high school ball here in Vegas, and I go to a lot of UNLV football games. Shout out to the Rebels, we finally filling out Allegiant Stadium. UNLV is my group of 5 team, and I'm excited about the direction they're going in. But that's not what this video is about. Maiava really made a name for himself against Vandy last year, and it was very apparent super early on that the kid had a cannon. I wouldn't say it's a generational arm, but it's pretty close. What was also very apparent is that sometimes he makes some really questionable decisions. The one that always comes to mind is his interceptions in the bowl game last year. One particularly is when he was trying to make a play while getting sacked, and he made an unnecessary throw right to the defender. I do expect him to be more developed at this point, so I don't think he's gonna make the same mistakes. It's just something I noticed watching UNLV play last year. It was also his redshirt freshman year, so again, I do expect growth from his time in Las Vegas. One thing I definitely know he is a better athlete than Miller ever was. I'd even say he's a good athlete, but I've seen some people out there comparing him to Cam Newton, which he's not, and I don't really like that comparison because it's gonna put too much on the kid before he even takes a snap for SC. It also discredits the talent he had at UNLV. He was thrown to a pro caliber wide receiver in Ricky White and one of the better offensive weapons in all of college football in D. Jesus. So he wasn't a one-man team at UNLV like some people like to act. We need to view him more as a high potential 4-star than a for sure proven Power 5 starter / #1 draft pick. I'm aware that sounds a little funny given the fact that he actually has some starting experience at the FBS level, but that's how raw he was at UNLV. A better comparison for Maiava would probably be Sam Darnold, but he's closer to the Will Howard of Sam Darnold's. Especially how similar Will Howard's first couple of years as QB1 was to Maiava's first year at UNLV, which is pretty funny when you remember last offseason because we were trying to get Will Howard. They do remind me of each other, specifically the mistakes they make when trying to play hero ball, but the one thing Maiava definitely has over Will Howard is that cannon of an arm. That's why I can see him potentially moving into the coastal kid with Midwest ethos tier. Shout out to Uncle Colin. What I don't want to hear is people asking why am I trashing him, because I'm not. Will Howard has been a pretty good college quarterback that at times in his career has made some really bad mistakes, but overall he's done well for himself, and that's exactly what we need Jayden to do for USC. And he definitely has the tools to be a pro. I just need to see it put together before I anoint him as the next one and put the savior of the program type expectation on him and possibly ruin his career because he can't live up to that. I just want to make sure that he can do this. Look, I've been wanting Lincoln to put him in since after that Penn State debacle. The playbook can be opened up far more with him than any quarterback currently on roster. We can actually run a lot more deep route concepts with him on the field because he does have an arm to get the ball down there. And with his just physical size, on those 4th and 1 plays, we could probably just lean over and get the first down with him on QB sneaks. I know we don't run them, but we can run like a QB power now finally. And with his athleticism, we can start running read options way more than we have so far. and force the defense to respect the threat of a running quarterback so that it opens up pass lanes later in the game. Maiava definitely excites me, and I can't wait to watch him play. My only worry is if he does go out there and he lights it up and we actually go on a 3-game tear, that we as a fan base might start cutting Lincoln Riley some slack when the only reason we're in this situation is because Lincoln Riley wouldn't make the move earlier. Shit, I might be in this boat too. If we go 3-0 the next 3 games and we get our revenge against UCLA and Notre Dame, I might forgive him too. When in reality, Lincoln Riley should have the hottest of hot seats right now in coaching. Because if it doesn't work and we don't win a game, we'll look like the biggest clowns in all of college football, and I'm tired of it. We might become the new Nebraska, or worse, we'll become Oklahoma. Hey, that's just what I think. Let me know what y'all think in the comments. Real quick, rest in peace to John Robinson. He meant a lot to the USC and UNLV football programs. Really, West Coast collegiate football in general.